I hate being the bearer of bad news, but somebody's got to tell you, I guess. And there's literally 300 banks in the country right now that could fail. We have more unrealized losses due to inflation and massively high interest rates than 2008. And people are voluntarily giving up their cars because their insurance rates are becoming double their car payments.
For the longest time, whoa, for the longest.
Yo, Percocet, Miley Percocet, Percocet, Miley Percocet, represent, gotta represent.
What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And I've talked about repossessions and the repossession rate before. I told you guys to go check out Lucky Lopez's channel before. He gets into depth into that. And how many repos I'm seeing coming through Copart and IAA and Manheim on a regular basis. And there's just way more warning indicators now than there have been in the past. And basically what that means is it don't look good. So back in 2008, we had banks and all different types of financial institutions collapse, from Washington Mutual, and I actually had a bank account with them at the time. And JP Morgan Chase, or Chase Bank, ended up buying up what was left of them in 2008. Other major banks that failed in that time were Lehman Brothers, Bear & Stearns. The federal government bailed out Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, and JP Morgan Chase, keeping them all from failing. And I feel like we're back there again. And the only reason why I say that is because in Q1, unrealized, I'm going to put stuff here on the screen as I'm talking. U.S. banks' unrealized bond losses climbed in Q1 of 2024, right? A rise in interest rates took a bite out of the value of U.S. banks' bond holdings in the first quarter, reversing some of the industry gains from the bond rally in the fourth quarter of 2023. Basically, everybody's losing money, all right? We put it in layman's terms. But what is concerning about this is that the higher interest rates have created 63 problem banks and up to 300 banks that they put on a watch list. Now, this is not credit unions. These are banks. There is a difference between the two. But high interest rates continue to put pressure on the U.S. banking system. FDIC said the U.S. banking system has 63 problem banks and is sitting on $517 billion in unrealized losses. Upward pressure on mortgage rates has significantly hurt the banking sector because they're holding all of that debt. That's how you buy a house, right? Unless you're paying cash. And I don't know many people that are pulling out $450,000 in cash to buy a house these days. Just saying. Now, if you watch other people that are in my orbit or people that I rock with, like Lucky Lopez, he gets more into the repo side and what's going on with the financial markets and between banks and car dealerships. You should also check out Dan over at iAllegedly. The reason why I say that is because Dan covers everything in the in the banking / financial sphere. He covers all of it, from real estate to investments to gold, silver, all that stuff. You definitely need to go check out his channel. The reason why I say that is because you got to get educated. If there's no excuse for this now, like a lot of people in 2008, and I was one of those people. I lived through 2008, and 2008 sucked. But you're seeing people now, and I saw this YouTube short, man, where this girl's trying to get rid of her 2019 Honda Civic. I think it was Ride with Yusuf B or whatever. I've promoted his channel before, or pushed out videos that he's talked about before on this. And he's in the car business. He had a customer call because she wants to just give up her 2019 Honda Civic because she's paying $600 a month on that 2019 Honda Civic. And here's the caveat. That's probably not that bad, right? But then paying $460 a month for car insurance, yeah, that sucks. And you're seeing more people, I don't want to say like, I don't want to pull the recession flag. I know Dan over at iAllegedly has probably already said it's a thing, and I'm seeing it. But there's things, how do I say this? Yes, obviously we've been in some sort of recession for a minute, but to see that is like such a rude awakening and a wake-up call that it's hitting me here and here. I'm scared to death. Now, I diversify. It's not just investment accounts or like 401ks, because that's trash. But cryptocurrency, gold, silver, and I'm not talking about like gold, you know, Roth IRAs. I'm talking about physical gold and silver. Like, I need that in my friggin' hands, all right? Gold and silver, you know, foreign currency, you know, as somebody who's a dual citizen, you know, my family and my father's family, as an ancestor from somebody that comes from Ireland, I have an extra passport. So for me, and they're watching TikTok. So for me, it works out for me because, like, if it gets bad, I can literally be like, I'm going home to Ireland, let me out. And I have currency, and you know, I have Irish currency, I have Great Britain currency, and I can go through the different things, punts, pounds, all that stuff. I have German currency, you know, and I look, I had these before the restrictions came into place, but I have Russian rubles too. The reason why you have to diversify and you have to have money. I mean, I had a ton of Yandex stock too, which I can't do anything with because of the embargo and the issues with the U.S. government and Russia. Nothing I can do with that stock. It's just sitting. But the issues in the financial markets are putting such pressure on consumers that want to buy cars that when I look at the car business or the car industry, I get worried. So when I see people that are willing to just give up their car, it's different if the car is like broken, right? If there's something wrong with the car, like, I would get it. But if the car is perfectly fine, and they're just like, I just want to voluntarily give it, because I'm paying $1,000 for a Honda Civic between insurance and a payment. At that point, I understand it, right? I get it at that point. But before that, it's kind of like, I don't know, man. I see more and more and more of this every day. And I'm wondering when the bubble is going to pop. And it's going to be so bad for some automakers like Stellantis, who just, you know, the numbers got released for their EV vehicles, you know, for that Charger and the different trims of that Charger. And with that getting released like that, people laughing. No one's paying that. And then do you think banks are going to write notes on that if this bubble pops? It'll be just like 2008. Those of us that bought condos and houses and did other moves when I was in Miami is because we had the cash on hand to make those moves. Banks couldn't say no. They still had to do business. You know what I'm saying? And we were able to buy up and snap up stuff in 2008. So the biggest thing I can tell you right now is make sure your financial house is in order. The reason why I say that is because if it's not, it's going to hurt really bad. And if you were around in 2008, you know exactly what I'm talking about, where credit was non-existent. There weren't loans on cars. People could get a loan on a car. You were going to go get a Kia Rio. All right. You weren't going to go get a nice Scat Pack with leather interior. That wasn't a thing. You weren't doing that. And unfortunately, I think that's where we're getting back to now. I think we're about to hit another massive recession. And I don't know if any of the candidates from either parties can pull us out of it. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below if you've had these same issues, because everybody has talked about their insurance rates going through the absolute frigging roof and basically cars being unaffordable. If that is you, I'd love to hear your story. I don't care if it's a book. Post it in the comments, because if we discuss it in the comments, at least people get to see it in real time, and we can discuss and talk about different ways that people can help each other to get out from under thousands of dollars. I mean, think about this. A Honda Civic that costs you basically 12 grand a year in insurance and a car payment. And that's before maintenance and gas. That's insane. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give this video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.